couple things that we've got as far as the docket. Go ahead and talk about that, honey, about what we've got upcoming, some of the ideas from y'all.
Okay, so upcoming, we have some really cool videos that we have been asked about a lot. People watch our Instagram and Facebook stories where we're showing little snippets of training sessions and things like that. Mm-hmm. And that's a really great place for us to gain inspiration because we have been training dogs for a while. And so we don't always necessarily think of some of these little tips and tricks that we just do in training as let's make a video about that. But because we're putting little snippets of those sessions on those stories, people are going, hey, do you have a video on teaching a dog to swing and to heel? Well, actually, no, we don't.
No.
But we can. Do you have a video on how to teach threshold manners? Well, actually, no, we don't, but we can. So those are a couple of videos coming up shortly that we're planning on filming. That'll be a swing and to heel and a down and threshold manners. So those are all upcoming videos. Another question that I get, I want to say on the daily, because it probably is on the daily, is about crate sizes and what's the right crate for their dog and what crate should they get. So we've talked about crate sizes in other videos, but I think that we're going to do a standalone crate size comparison video showing different sizes and how dogs should fit in those crates and options and about the progression for age and things like that. Now, of course, we're working with German Shorthaired pointers primarily because that's what we breed, that's what we own, that's what we have. Yes. But you can apply the same sizing and how the dog fits in the crate to any breed. So that will also be coming up.
As well as there are a few others, a few of the bigger ones. Now, the next thing, and this is what I mentioned before that I'm really excited about. Everybody knows me as the guy with the pink gun, right? So we've got a few different topics that pop up on our Standing Stone YouTube channel, and they don't 100% belong here.
Well, our channel really has a feel for training, obedience training, hunting dog training.
Some hunting with dogs.
Some hunting with dogs.
Yeah.
Dog training. And then helping people train their own dogs through these question and answer type of videos.
Absolutely. So I'm going to be starting a second YouTube channel, and that's where we're going to push all of the really kind of cool things that I like to do.
Pigeons.
Yes, there will be videos there about pigeons, racing pigeons, and the fun that I have with those. There will also be videos about some of the shotgun shooting stuff that I've done a little bit of, talking about different drills to do, as well as some of the exhibition style or trick shot style shooting.
Even when you're talking about, different shotgun shells and chokes and things like that, and patterning your shotgun and things like that, that'll all have more of a place on that channel than our channel.
So it is going to be popping up here very soon. There will be a channel. There will be a couple new videos here over the month of February. And as that continues to grow, we'll be able to put more stuff out. But we would love it if anybody here has the opportunity to go over and hit the subscribe button there. Follow that, especially if that's some of the things that you really enjoy that you haven't been seeing as much of. Guy with the Pink Gun YouTube channel will be coming very, very soon. You'll probably see the first video within the next week.
So I think that's kind of the basis of our On the Docket videos coming up.
I think so.
And of course, more that come to mind as we continue creating more content.
Yeah, well, we're going to stay in the realm of 2 to 3 videos a week. So there will be very consistent content coming.
Yeah, last year I think that we
got a little ridiculous.
A little overwhelming for our subscribers.
There were a few weeks in there that we posted 14 videos.
Yeah, and I don't think people could really keep up. And it's like drinking from a fire hydrant, someone told me. You can't take it all in at that point. So if we can slow down our content a little bit, I think that people will be able to actually watch most of those videos and appreciate the videos and the content instead of being overwhelmed by it.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, next question.
Oh, you took a weird pause? I thought you were going to start and stop the camera or something.
Waiting for you to talk. That was the weird pause.
Well, that's a weird pause anyway. From Aussie Waterfowling. My pup cowers by my legs if ever I try and use the vibrate for recall or place training. It's not on a very high setting, but she pretty much won't do anything if she feels a vibrate. After that, it takes her a while to work up the confidence to walk around again. I'm a bit stuck on this as she's almost 6 months and I want to start formal training before duck season comes around. So this was from a while ago, this question, but we really wanted to answer this one because it's very common in...
Yeah, more and more common as we've seen.
Yeah, it seems like it's becoming more common than it used to be in the past. And one thing that I just wanted to mention based on how the question was worded, I don't know of an e-collar that has different levels of vibrate.
Yeah, e-collar technologies does.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So they're
Ethan knows of the collar that has different levels of...
Yeah, they're the hockey puck style
the
ones.
mini educators, right?
Yeah, that's one of the brands. E-collar technologies is the name of that company. I believe I'm upper like 0 to 100. I'm closer to 100 on the scale of I'm pretty sure the vibrate level changes.
Ooh, this would be a good one that if, since I didn't know about this, that Ethan would normally bet me about this. How much you want to bet that there is a collar out there that has different levels of vibrate? And I'd be like, that just sounds weird because I haven't heard of it before. And I would bet him and then I would lose.
Do you want to make a bet?
No. Anyway, though, what I was getting at, for us, we use DT Systems e-collars and their e-collars have vibrate, but it's all one level, same vibrate, no matter what. And then they have different levels of stimulation, which correlate to both their nick or momentary and then their continuous stimulation. So if you have a collar that has vibrate that doesn't have different levels, you know what I'm talking about.
Just the one level. Yep. So if yours for sure, and I've also heard people misunderstanding the fact that they turn the level up on their collar and think that vibrate's changing and it's not actually changing. It looks that way on some of the Garmin Tritronics units. It has a vibrate feature and you can actually change the level on the vibrate, but the vibrate level on the collar does not change. So it is confusing.
And I just wanted to clarify. So if you're questioning that.
So onto this question, the answer is actually very simple. This one is a simple one. It's not a quick fix, if you will, but the key to that whole situation is building confidence through consistent expectations and completing the reps, showing the expectation. We have a video and it's with a Weimaraner that struggled. And unfortunately for that video, he didn't look quite as bad as he was in training. I was like, this will be perfect.
It always happens that way. Plus, we've been making progress.
Yeah.
I mean, he'd had a couple training sessions, been making progress.
Yes. If we'd started videoing from day one, it would have been better.
But you also don't necessarily know that
you don't know.
It's not going to go well, so you don't have your camera equipment set up.
But ultimately, so the key to the whole situation is we're assuming here, because we don't have video or full info on this, but we're assuming he went through a proper introduction of the cues. The dog shows an understanding in controlled situations. We've moved to collar conditioning. If we don't have an understanding, if you don't have an understanding, you don't need to be moving to collar conditioning. So now that we're prereqs are done, we're going on to collar conditioning. That's where we're at here. And the dog is struggling because the dog is apprehensive to the vibrate. It's weird, whatever. Now, all of this is, in this specific situation, negative reinforcement training, right? The dog's going to comply with the collar shuts off. It's taking something away to improve the behavior. Now, if the dog is apprehensive, hides in the corner, hides between your legs, does something other than what it's supposed to, and the collar shuts off, you are reinforcing the behavior you're not necessarily looking for. And reinforcement-based training strengthens behavior. So inadvertently, you are strengthening the behavior that you're seeing here, saying, I know this isn't right, and I don't want this to continue, but you, in fact, are strengthening that behavior.
Yes. And it happens more often than not. So don't think that you're alone if you're struggling with it.
It's because you don't know. I mean, it's just a lack of truly feeling confident with what you're doing.
And it's when you don't know what you're doing, you don't want to
make a mistake.
And you're like, oh man, I'm messing up my dog. I just better turn the collar off so that I don't screw something up. Well, once probably isn't that big of a deal, but then people are like, well, I'm going to try again. Oh, that didn't work. Again. And then try again. And then I'll give it a week off, then I'll try again. And that starts conditioning this behavior like Ethan was talking about, that you're actually reinforcing a behavior that you're not looking to reinforce, which is them cowering, hiding, coming to, going between your legs, or going to a corner.
The reinforcement-based training makes things exponentially better, or in the case of...
It strengthens behaviors.
It strengthens the behaviors exponentially, though. I'm saying, so It goes from, it's not like incrementally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a little better. It goes yep, it's a sharp curve there. We're getting better, not... So,
and maybe not better, but stronger. Stronger is
the word. Yep. Stronger is the word. And when those are the behaviors we want, they're getting exponentially better and stronger at the same time. But when they're the behaviors we don't want, they're still getting exponentially stronger, but it's not a good thing. So the key is to be prepared by having an environment that is controlled, and you are ready for this in a recall or a play session, or whichever you're starting with. We show both. If you go to YouTube, go to playlists, you can watch Sprig, Clutch, Quest, Mac, Rogue. You can watch all of these playlists from 8 weeks till basically a year with all of them. And they show the development process, and each dog is different, and each dog went through different steps and different orders because of those things. So a dog that is overly cooperative, we're going to work on teaching them to go away first with the collar. A dog that's overly independent, we're going to teach them to come back first with the collar. So whatever the situation may be, you need to know that your dog understands. When you turn on the collar, ask for the cue, you have to follow through with that, no matter what their reaction is. Now, with recall, and even without recall, having a leash or check cord attached to them, if you see this apprehension or this avoidance or this whatever it may be that's not good, the check cord is going to be your best friend, okay? We offer them on our store, but the check cord is going to be your best friend because you have a way to get a hold of them, help direct them, get them back to you, get them to where they're supposed to be. And just know, feel confident in this fact, the vibrate is not hurting them at all. It's buzzing like your cell phone. It's
might
just a mild annoyance.
Surprise or startle them at first.
And then you need to work through it. No, you just need to work through it. You do another rep and another rep and another rep, and you build confidence. And once you've built that confidence up, it's going to be perfect, all downhill from there.
Yeah, and I typically also recommend people build momentum in their training session first. Most of this training is done initially with positive reinforcement, with clickers and kibble or treats. And I say start your session that way and start working on the one behavior that you're going to be collar conditioning that day. So if you're going to work on recall, start doing a few reps of recall with positive reinforcement first. Then, especially with dogs that are a little apprehensive, once you start with the collar, you're probably not going to be overlaying the collar and treats at the same time like we've shown in some of our other collar conditioning videos, because if they're a little apprehension of that collar, they're not really going to be interested in eating a treat after that point, typically. So then the treats can go away, but we can still have this, expectations of finishing the behavior, helping them through moving their feet, redirecting their focus with that check cord.
Absolutely. Now, talking about Patreon, this is another Patreon-specific situation, and they're great, man. If you are trying to train your dog, you have questions, you want help, check that out. Patreon.com/Standing Stone Kennels. Okay, so in this specific situation, a patron signed up at the VIP tier, which gives you the access of sending messages directly through the Patreon app, sending videos of your training sessions, and then calling. And this gentleman specifically was having issues. He was like, this devil dog is destroying my house. It won't listen. And, she's got it out for me and all of these things. All right. So these are not behaviors that these are not thought processes that go through dogs' brains. They don't have it out for you. They're just trying to get their next paycheck. Okay. That is how dogs' brains work. They're trying to get paid.
Entertain themselves.
Yep. So that payment becomes a form of entertainment or whatever it is. Like they're trying to get in the garbage. They're trying to get some food. That's a payment. They're trying to go chase things. They're ignoring you. That's a payment. They're just entertaining themselves. Exactly. So in this specific situation, this dog likes to pay itself. It's not worried about if you're going to be paying it or not. So he calls and we work through some things and he sends a video and I'm like, you kind of need to do this. You kind of do this. And he starts sending videos over a collar conditioning and he calls and talks to me about it. And he's like, I don't know, man. My dog just doesn't get this. And I'm like, no, I think that there's some timing that's off. So what he ended up moving into was the VIP live tier. Now that's our top tier in the training community there on Patreon. And what that allows us to do is sit with you while you're training via, we typically use Google Meets, but essentially a Zoom call or a FaceTime or whatever.
Some kind of live video chat.
So we're there. You've got a pro trainer in your back pocket while you're training your dog to give you the confidence and the yeah, that's it. Keep going. Yep, that's right. Don't do that anymore. You're done. Quit. Timing is key.
Timing. And that's the biggest part.
He's got his old headphones on and I'm right there in his ear saying, stop, hit the button. Don't do it anymore. All right, go again. Yep, more. Yep, good. There, that's it.
And timing, like we've talked about in lots of other videos, is the most important part of dog training. If your timing is off, that can disrupt and ruin and make you fail in all of your sessions. So having proper timing is so important. And having a phone call and making a game plan about what your next session is going to be is good.
It's helpful.
But you don't have us there for the timing. Sending us a video that we watch after the fact is also good for us to give you some feedback on. But if there's something that you're truly, really struggling with, again, it doesn't allow us to give you that precise timing that needs to happen at the time of training.
Exactly.
So that VIP live tier is really the best option if you're struggling with a really big issue that you just can't work through on your own via us going back and forth.
I'll make this quick, but he was having two major issues. One of them was with collar conditioning to recall. In controlled environments, he did pretty good, but even in a slightly uncontrolled environment that was going into his backyard, it's fenced in, that would still categorize in my mind as a pretty controlled environment, but he's struggling, right? Dog's inconsistent, kind of blowing him off, drive-bys, like, oh yeah, I hear you, Dad, kind of zoom past, whatever. And I was able to be there in that live video watching, saying, nope, keep on her, push the button, do this. And then boom, in one session, we went from him saying, I don't think she's ever going to be collar conditioned to recall properly to now she gets it 100%. Then we took that to the next level with healing. We have an easy lead. That is our product that we make. You can find it at standingstonekennels.com/store. That is going to be updating pretty soon. We'll tell you all about that exciting stuff here shortly, but the easy lead he's working on, she's fighting it, right?
And
that comes down
once
to
in a while.
It does, but it comes back to that. It's a negative reinforcement type of tool that she figured out how to get out of it. He lacked confidence. She strengthened that behavior of escape.
Fight.
Yep. And in one session live, I was able to, let's go with two. Was able to help him and we gave her a break, then able to help him again. And in 2 sessions, I mean, he's been struggling for weeks. 2 sessions where we went from not at all healing to
barely standing there and tolerating the muzzle.
The
lead over a muzzle.
To completely, he sent me another video today just as a progress report. He's like, you got to see this. Perfect. I mean, basically perfect healing, 2 sessions. So it's those success stories that are a lot of fun, that go hand in hand with the questions that you all are asking. And we have the resources available to you to help you. Check us out, patreon.com/Standing Stone Kennels.
And obviously, like we talked about before, he's putting the time in. Mm-hmm. He's putting the time in and he's reaping the rewards of a dog that is much better behaved, much better trained at this point.
Absolutely.
Through the help that we've been able to provide him and him being willing to do the training and take the advice. And that's what's really rewarding, is to see those leaps, because that's what they are, is leaps in progress. And
please don't misunderstand either Kat or I. We are fairly straightforward. We give you the answer to your question and we don't sugarcoat it. All right. So It's there to say, this is how we can help you.
Yes.
Yes. I'm out of bourbon, folks.
I've got plenty of water left, so I say we go for another 30 minutes.
And we're out of time.
And we'll see you in the next video.